Ой, у гаю при Дунаю соловей щебече, він же тую всю пташину до гніздечка кличе. Ой, тьох-тьох, і тьох-тьох-тьох, соловей щебече, він же тую всю пташину до гніздечка кличе. Ой, тьох-тьох, і тьох-тьох-тьох, соловей щебече, він же тую всю пташину до гніздечка кличе. Ой, у гаю при Дунаю стою самотою, плачу тужу, ще ридаю, милий за тобою. Ой, тьох-тьох, і тьох-тьох-тьох, соловей щебече, він же тую всю пташину до гніздечка кличе. Ой, тьох-тьох, і тьох-тьох-тьох, соловей щебече, він же тую всю пташину до гніздечка кличе.
We're receiving further reports. This afternoon, two apartment blocks have collapsed. The children's playground is under rubble. There are people trapped below. Los socorristas atienden a las víctimas. Ellos ponen su propia seguridad en riesgo. Aid workers attend to casualties. They put their own safety at risk. But they do not have the correct equipment. Relatives are desperately searching for loved ones. Different reactions from politicians worldwide as we speak. A woman is crying.
Help! Help me! Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Help me, please! I'm trapped. It's so dark.
We can hear your voice, but I don't think we can reach you.
I don't understand where you are.
We're not entirely sure either.
What's the last thing you remember?
My kite. I was flying my kite. Up and I think I was flying too. Please don't go. I don't want to be alone. It's so dark.
Oh, we're still here. We can stay with you if you like.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you please tell someone I'm here? My mom, my dad will be missing me. They will want to find me.
What can you see now?
Nothing. There is dust in my eyes and darkness everywhere.
Look up.
A light! There is a light, like a star. A small golden light above. But how do I reach it? It feels like there is a huge mountain on the top of me that is pushing me down. It hurts to breathe.
All you have to do is say the words.
Words?
They won't work if we tell you. You'll have to remember them for yourself.
Wait! I know some magic words from a story. Yes, and Scheherazade. She tells stories and keeps people alive.
Say the words and see.
Okay. Open sesame. Who's there?
My name is Scheherazade. You called me.
I said open sesame.
You said my name. Scheherazade. I am the one who saved 1,001 women and girls by telling stories. My people were ruled by a tyrant king who took a new wife every night, only to have her executed the very next morning. For 1,001 nights, I told tales to the king. After time passed, the king forgot his rage and remembered what it was to love. Stories can put one dark night into an endless chain of falling suns and rising moons. Without stories, I would be deep within the earth.
Grandma told me about you. Scheherazade, the storyteller. Did she send you here? Are you going to help me escape? My kite! That's my kite! Wait for me!
Kites are like stories. They are beautiful and bright. They come in every shape, color, and size. Just grab onto their tails and fly away while your feet remain firmly on the ground.
Stories are everywhere. On the tip of every tongue. The pages of every book.
Some are harder to find.
Forgotten with time.
But even in the darkest places,
Lift a stone, peep through a crack, and you will find one. You just have to look. We have found 1,001 treasures. Come, choose a story.
But I'm trapped.
Listen to my voice and follow in your mind's eye like a light in the dark. And you will see that in a world of stories, you are already free. Welcome. We have found stories from all across the world. Take your pick. One of my favorites. A story from ancient people and lands before they were carved into the countries we know today. Let this tale fill our hearts with laughter. The tale of the little beggar.
and if I cheer you up, empty your purse and fill my cup.
A wealthy tailor and his wife, who were visiting the city from a faraway land, were fascinated by the little beggar.
Oh, look, darling, there he is. How authentic, how cultural. Maybe he's from a village.
How exotic.
Oh, go on, darling, ask him.
Little dying man, come to ours for a lovely fish dinner tonight.
Oh, please do. You must be hungry.
So hungry. And besides, you need a little protein to go with all that. Rice.
So, the wealthy tailor and his wife took the little beggar back to their villa.
That fish is big.
Well, we did splash out. We bet that you can't eat this entire fish in just one mouthful.
But I can.
Oh, no, you can't.
Can.
Can't.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, there's no way.
Yeah.
No.
Well, go on then.
Hilarious. So realistic.
Bravo, bravo! Encore!
Come on, little dying man. Do it again.
Excuse me. You know, I think he might actually be dead.
Don't be a silly little girl. He's only playing. Isn't he?
No! No! I have killed the little beggar! I have killed him! No, you don't understand! They'll hang me for my sins! I have murdered the little beggar! They will hang me! I will die in this foreign place!
Moping about it isn't going to do anything. Make yourself useful for once. Roll her up on a carpet and follow me.
So, the wealthy tailor and his wife rolled up the little beggar in the carpet and picked him up and took him through the streets, crying.
Our child
The
has the
child
pox!
has the
Stay
pox.
back!
Poor
Stay
people
back!
illness you wouldn't want to catch it. So ill.
After a while, they arrived at the doctor's.
Door! Door!
A maid answered the door.
What? Our child has the pox. She's so ill.
Do you have an appointment?
Sorry.
Doctor!
Oh no! Oh no. She's dead, and I've killed her, and I've killed someone, but that means I'll lose my license, and then they might even hang me, and if they hang me, I'm dead. And being dead is very bad.
Shut up! I've got an idea.
So, the maid and the doctor picked up the little beggar's body and put him down the chimney of the king's steward who lived next door, hoping the animals would eat him up.
Hey, what's all this then? A robber caught in the act. Now I know who's been feasting on my meat and butter. I'll kill him. Oh no! I've killed a national treasure. The little beggar is dead. They'll hang me. Oh, that's rather good, actually.
So, the king's steward picked up the little beggar's body and propped him up against a wall in the street. Soon, a drunk wandered by.
Mesopotamia! Mesopotamia! Oi! What are you looking at? Oh! Hello.
then. You're under arrest!
So, the drunk was brought to the judge, who decreed that
We shall hang the drunk, for it was he who killed the little beggar!
Don't kill him! Free him! He didn't kill the little beggar!
Hang on a minute! Don't hang him! Hang me, for it was I who killed the little beggar.
Release the drunk and hang the steward!
Don't hang him, hang me. For it's I who killed the little beggar.
Release the steward and hang the doctor!
Don't hang him! Hang him, for it was he who killed the little beggar.
No, I didn't kill the little beggar. She bought the fish.
But you want money?
You've got to believe me. You've got to believe me.
Quiet! No more interruptions, or I will hang the lot of you! Release the doctor and hang them both!
Wait! Don't hang them. Hang me, the fish.
Wait, I have an idea.
If you fancy giggle, I'll cartwheel and wiggle, and if I cheer you up, empty your purse and fill my cup.
So the little beggar lived to die another day, or actually many other days, happily ever after.
What a silly story. I forgot where I was for a moment. It felt like I traveled somewhere far away from here.
And you did? Stories take us to a faraway land in a matter of seconds. Where shall we fly to now?
Somewhere I can eat something. It feels like dinner was years ago.
Well, there is a story. It takes us to Congo, where the land is rich with rainforests and the ground glitters with minerals. Sadly, a painful history haunts the present, where many fight to control nature's wealth, and they have completely forgotten that these treasures belong to Earth itself. But let's fill our bellies up with a tale of time before it's forgotten. Yes, this story might help, but then again, it might make the hunger worse. Stories can make our longing sharp.
Like a fishbone through a lover's heart.
Let's go.
The Three Hungry Wives.
There was once a great hunter named Nempetro who married not one, not two, but 3 whole women.
And Zantu, the dreamer. Songzilla, the guy. And Fulla, the raiser of the dead.
One day, Nempetro's 3 wives came to him and they said,
We're hungry!
And so, Nempetro went out to do what he did best, to hunt. First, he killed an antelope. And the wives feasted upon the antelope. But before long, the wives came to Nempetro again and they said,
We're hungry!
And so, Nempetro went out a second time, this time to kill a monkey. And the wives feasted upon the monkey. But soon after, the wives came to Nempetro again and they said,
We're still hungry!
nothing but an ox to satisfy you people.
And so, then Petro went out a third time, this time to kill an ox. He followed its tracks further and further into the forest, until eventually he caught sight of it feeding a short distance away from a group of 3 strangely shaped trees. He killed the ox, but before then Petro could reload his bow, a second, very angry ox came charging out of nowhere and killed him. Now, Undazantu, Falafala, and Song and Zilla knew nothing of this. They sat at home wondering when their husband would return. Eventually, as nightfall came, they went to sleep.
There's no food.
But that night, Undazantu had a dream.
Undazantu the dreamer have had a dream. I dreamt that our husband lies dead next to a group of 3 strangely shaped trees, and next to him lies a deliciously juicy ox.
Okay, I, Songzilla, the guide, shall show us where our husband lays, and the ox.
Now I, Falafala, shall raise a husband from the dead. I have Osukela, Ia Keshamu, Samabu, Sebonge Batuchela, Ia Keshamuna, Anna Kemintumula, Dana Unkomudu, Dana, wisdom, they belong to Bella. I have Osukela, Ia Keshamu, Samabu, Sebonge Batuchela, Ia Keshamuna, Anna Kemintumula, Dana Unkomudu, Dana, wisdom, they belong to Bella. I have Osukela.
Whoa! I'm alive. Wives!
We're still hungry.
I think they should leave him and go and eat an ox.
Yes, sisters, let's go and eat the ox. Do you want an ox?
No.
Okay.
I want another story. I want to taste all the tastes, smell all the smells, and to sing all the songs, and I want to meet all the people.
And you shall. Another story approaches.
The smell of soup. Once upon a time, there lived a young beggar who was walking the streets of his town in search of something to put on a mouldy piece of bread that a very kindly old man had given to him. At last, he wandered past a restaurant out which wafted the most delicious smell. Come here.
Can anyone spare me some of this delicious soup?
Soup?
Does he not understand? Does he not understand that soup is for the elite and the elite alone?
It presumes to assume
He has the right to soup. How very
As the snooty soup eaters returned to their soup eating, the beggar thought,
Surely one sniff can't hurt.
Oi! What on earth do you think you're doing? You smell my soup, you have to pay for it.
I didn't touch your soup, I promise.
You're refusing to pay me? Well then, I am getting my lawyers involved.
And
So they all went to court.
The jury listens, spellbound, as, with eloquence and sharply controlled presentation, the restaurant owner states their case. Go on.
Well, it was all his fault. He stole my soup without paying for it.
The counter-argument is sophisticatedly structured, revealing previously obscured facts that now spring to light and will undoubtedly rest in the beggar's favour.
I didn't touch the soup, I promise. I owe you nothing.
Silence! Is the beggar guilty of smelling the soup? Those in favour?
No, wait! What about my money?
You have been paid for the smell of soup with the sound of coins.
He
got what he deserved. This is so much fun. Another one, please.
Let me ask you a question. What is the most precious commodity in the world? I'm asking you. Chocolate. Anyone else? Diamonds, coal. Freedom. Time. All excellent answers. But none of you have quite hit the nail upon the head.
Let's travel to Palestine to hear the tale of the lentil.
One, two, and three.
All we have left in this world
Are these 3 lentils?
You mustn't worry. I will prepare a broth so delicious that you'll believe it contains 1,000 exquisite lentils.
Very well.
Door! Door! Your need is greater than ours. Yippee! Husband, earlier today a poor beggar came by asking for alms.
Well, surely you can see that we have nothing left to spare. Surely you can see that we have nothing left to spare.
His need was greater than ours.
No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You can't mean our lentils. My lentils! Ah! Oh, how I used to long for their form. Oh, how I used to dream about them. Oh, how they were all I ever loved. Whoa, that was all I could think about during a long day of work. Oh, when I saw my wife, that was all I thought about, because she's useless. Oh, when I was on the toilet, that was all I could think about. Whoa! It's me! Whoa! It's me! Whoa! Oh! 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 It's me!
Only one. 2 remain, and we shall eat them now, knowing that we did what we could to help the needy.
I don't care about the needy. Those were my lentils. Will starve within the week due to your incompetence.
Door! Door!
Thank you for your generosity. Here's a magical ring in return.
Thank you for this kind offering. It is green with rust. Let me give it a polish. Who are you?
I am the Jinn, your humble servant, prepared to grant you whatever your heart desires.
Well, my heart is full of the generosity of the beggar, but my stomach is as empty as...
Say no more.
Fish! Falafel!
I am bread! I must be dreaming.
Husband, we've been given a magic ring that grants wishes.
This grants wishes. Well, a villa.
Villa.
Gardens.
Gardens.
Endless orchards.
Endless orchards.
Now are you satisfied? See how the loss of our lentil has provided us with such riches.
Don't you remind me. Losing that lentil is still the worst thing.
Oh my god.
But you see, our neighbours will get jealous and begin to resent our witches. We've got to move. Now! No one will find us here.
But the villa and the gardens and the orchards stretch so far and so wide that the king himself came a-calling.
No,
he's a king. He's a king.
Who the king?
He's a king.
What's
Pretty nice patch you've got here. Pretty vast, no cap. Tell me, how did you come by your riches on fleek? No offence, but I'm not getting a particularly aristocratic vibe.
Well then, you are sorely mistaken.
My apologies. Come to mine for a massive feast so I can show you how sorry I am.
Creep. It would be our pleasure.
Safe.
See how the loss of our lentil haunts us. If only you'd sent that good-for-nothing beggar on his way.
Great nosh, isn't it? Lentil stew.
How coincidental.
Forgive me, my driller, but what's so coincidental about a lentil?
You see, it all started when my wife gave away...
Mate! I can see this is getting very emotional for you. What is wrong?
It's an awfully long story, and we'd rather not dwell on it.
Oh, yes, old trauma, all that kind of stuff. Skibbity, I'm just gonna go.
We used to go begging on the streets, and now we're being entertained by a king, and all you can think about is that damn lentil!
Oh yeah, it'd be better.
Enough! Son of a donkey! Jin! Take this man back to the shack we used to dwell in and give him a big bag of lentils. When he's done, give him another one, and another and another. I never want to see him again!
So, let me ask you again. What is the most precious commodity in the world?
Oh, you fools!
The most precious commodity in the world is...
Is there one you can't have?
That's my line, you thief!
What on earth? Oh, is that sound?
Another story beckons. Time to go to Libya.
I researched this story. I wanted to find out more about my country, Libya. I feel like it's a very unknown country and it's not really spoken about. So, let's tell a tale from Libya. The tale of the Ghawal.
We are the Ghawal. We are beautiful. We are grotesque. We are outrageous. We are burlesque. Come visit our palace. We'll put on our pearls and disguise ourselves as a gaggle of gorgeous gals. But we're a posse of ravenous tricksters, a ferocious gang of flesh eaters. In the twilight we go on the hunt to catch little children for our lunch. I am the head Ghawal. Now, how do you fancy being my breakfast?
Would rather not.
Not far from the Ghawal's palace lives a clever woman named Nafisa, who look like most women do, neither beautiful nor ugly, but quick of brain and tongue.
Husband? Husband?
Nafisa's husband is called Zaid. He looks like most men do. Neither beautiful nor ugly, but sharp enough to do as Nafisa says.
Zaid, I've been thinking. We work ourselves to the bone every day, and yet still remain stuck between poor and slightly less poor. The mighty Ghawal live not far from here, doing nothing with their time but admiring their riches and eating dim-witted humans. I've devised a plan, but since I am so busy, it seems right that you should carry it out.
Uh-huh.
So you agree to rob them fearsome Ghawal of their riches? Great. Not so fast.
Now, robbing the Ghawal is not as easy as robbing other kinds of rich people.
As you journey to the Ghawal's palace, mark your trail, because their magic will mislead you.
There's a giant fig tree in the Ghawal's garden.
Climb it as soon as you arrive. Hide in its branches and don't make a sound.
At dawn, the Ghawal will get hungry and will want to set out to hunt. They will shake the fig tree on their way out of the palace, so remain very still.
Once they're gone, enter the palace through the back door. You will pass through 6 rooms.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But don't touch anything.
Each room will have a table laden with exquisite food.
But you must not taste it.
Each room will be filled with fine jewels and fine clothes.
But you must not put them on.
Each room will have a magnificent mirror.
But you must not see your reflection.
Once you reach to the 7th room, only then can take whatever treasures you want.
But remember, the Hawal will be back at sunset.
Now, Nafisa's sister Jamila and Zayd's brother Ziyad are also married, and they are a mightily beautiful pair.
But where Jamila and Zayad are bountiful in beauty, they are scarce of thoughts worth sharing. Their minds are rammed full of one ingredient.
Greed.
That's nice.
Thank you, sister. A gift from my husband.
Why can't you treat me as well as I treat Nafisa? Those stingy donkeys have gotten rich and haven't shared anything with us.
Brother, you have recently grown...
Happiness.
Codswallow! Tell me how you came by your riches.
Instead of consulting Nafisa on the matter, Zayd takes pity on his brother and tells his brother of the Gawal's palace.
But brother, robbing the Gawal is a very treacherous feat. Nafisa sent me to the castle on very careful instructions.
Instructions? Isn't it simple? Just don't get caught!
No, brother. Robbing the Gawal is anything but a simple matter. Won't you take a quarter of our wealth instead?
A quarter?
Half?
I don't want a half, a quarter, or all of your wealth! I want even more!
No, brother, wait! Come on, Gold.
What do you think will happen to Zayad?
Something terrible.
Well, let's see.
Instructions, instructions. On his way to the palace, Zayad stumbles upon Zayd's trail and follows it gleefully.
When Zayad sees him for his banquet, what do you think he does?
He eats, and as soon as the food touches his lips, he immediately turns mute.
When Zayad sees the fine clothes and fine jewels strewn about the palace, what do you think he does?
He puts them on! He puts them on, and when he admires himself in the mirror, he immediately turns blind.
And what do you think happened when the Gawal returned?
No! Don't kill him! Please.
What? Are you scared? You're in.
I'm so small, and the darkness around me is so big. It wants to eat me up. It is going to eat me up.
Listen. Listen to me, child. Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength.
It's not true! The darkness will swallow me.
Wait.
I know it.
Wait. There's a story we think will help. It was first told in Cox's Bazaar in Bangladesh. Do you know the place? Not far from the beautiful beaches, there are vast cities of plastic sheets and bamboo canes. The largest refugee settlement in the world.
We know this story because Mohammed Rezawan is on a mission to collect and share the folk tales of the Rohingya of Arakan with the world. We want to tell you it because, in spite of the persecution they have faced in their exile from their lands, the rich cultural heritage of their people is still alive.
Tell us the tale.
Please.
The rhinoceros and the rabbit. Once upon a time, there was a forest full of animals.
The animals lived happily, side by side, for the forest was abundant, and amongst the trees there grew plenty of food for everyone to eat.
rhinoceros walked into the forest.
Because of his great size, the forest animals were afraid.
It seems I'm among much smaller animals than I hoped. Animals of the forest, do not be afraid. There is no need to run away. I came here to rule over you. Outside, there are very many dangers. I've seen them with my own two eyes. Big, nasty, terrifying animals that are a threat to your very lives. I've heard them plotting against you with my own two ears. They want to take all the food that grows amongst the trees. They want to take over your forest, and they want to eat each and every last one of you for lunch. Oh, that's not all. Hidden in your midst are spies. But don't worry, you can trust me. I will protect you. After all, I am the biggest animal of them all.
Does sound like a good idea.
Yes, a big animal like rhinoceros can keep us safe.
Yes, rhinoceros possess us from big, bad, nasty animals.
Rhinoceros will keep the spies away.
I'm a rhinoceros leader!
I have but one condition. In exchange for my leadership, you must provide me one small, tasty, juicy, tender, delicious animal to eat for lunch every day.
No! You can't do that! Don't trust him.
Oh, don't listen to this little, what kind of forest creature are you anyways? Oh, who cares? You look like you'd make a delightful snack. Off with you.
Now, although the forest animals were surprised by Rhinoceros's request, they agreed that it would be better to have just one of them eaten each day than to always be in danger and afraid.
And so, as time went by, each day a small animal was chosen to be given to the rhinoceros for his lunch.
Oh, chewy. Oh.
And one day, it was young Rabbit's turn. She had been chosen as the next animal to sacrifice herself for the rhinoceros's lunch. Hey, why don't you stop our story?
Yeah, we're nearly at the best bit.
I have had enough. I hate Rhinoceros. He is so mean and everyone is too afraid to stand up to him. Why do little creatures always have to be gobbled up and forgotten? And why do mean people get what they want? I have had enough. Just leave me alone.
Oh, please listen to our story.
Yeah, we think you'll really like it. Remember what Scheherazade said.
Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength.
Come on.
Please.
Now, young Rabbit was very scared, but she was also very clever.
And so, that morning, young Rabbit arrived late to her appointment with Rhinoceros.
Young Rabbit, you are very late. I am very hungry, and it is rude to keep me waiting.
I'm so sorry, Rhinoceros, but when I was on my way here, an animal much larger than yourself stopped me. I was afraid he was going to eat me and deprive you of your delicious meal. But he told me not to worry. He didn't want me. He was looking for you. He wants to fight you.
Much bigger than me, but I am the biggest animal of them all. Where is he? Where is this imposter? I'll fight him. I'll show him Take me to him immediately, young rabbit!
Rhinoceros was so angry, he forgot all about eating young rabbit. Instead, he followed her down the road.
Eventually, they arrived at a clearing in the forest, where there was a deep, deep well.
A deep, deep well. Si tú quieres un huequito bajito y grande, mira mami, ven aquí.
Deep, deep
Mírame.
well.
Deep, 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 deep.
A deep, deep well.
Where is he?
Just look down. You'll see him.
Come on then!
Come on then! Come on then!
Fight me, you brute!
You brute! You brute!
Don't you dare!
Don't you dare!
I'm the biggest animal of them all!
Of them all!
That was it. Rhinoceros bellowed and leapt down the well towards the huge, angry animal staring back at him from the water beneath.
Flash! Never to be seen again. From that day on, the animals forever lived happily side by side. And it was all down to the strength, bravery, and kindness of one small rabbit.
Smallest creatures can have the greatest strength. Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength.
Sing it!
Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength.
Join it!
Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength. Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength. Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength. Even the smallest creatures can have the greatest strength.
I think I need to stop. I'm very tired and thirsty. Can you get me some water?
Stay with me. I can tell you a story about the sweetest, clearest, tastiest water there is. It takes us to Haiti, where among storytellers there's a tradition. Whenever they feel inspired to tell a story, they call out the word krik, and those who want to hear it call back
Crack! What if no one wants to hear the story, and no one calls back, so the tale remains untold?
Well, that does happen sometimes, but very rarely. The promise of a story is too difficult to resist. So,
Click.
Crack!
And how about you? Crick?
Crack.
Tezen Nanglo. There was once a child who had a secret.
Tezen, bonzami wenzen.
Tezen, bonzami wenzen.
Her secret was that she had befriended the great Tezen Nandlo, master of water, prince of the pond, lord of fish. Each day she would sing for him, and in return he would fill her bucket with the sweetest, clearest, tastiest water you can imagine. But each day she would warn him.
If anyone discovers the secrets of the magical spring, my life will be in grave danger.
And the child kept her promise. But instead of thanking their daughter for bringing home such sweet, clear, tasty water, her parents became suspicious. Suspecting her of witchcraft, they sent her brother to follow her up the mountain and uncover her secret. One day, the child returned home from market to find dinner already on the table. Cooking fumes wafted about the house. It was a special meal, much grander than what they usually ate.
A whole baked fish! Aren't you hungry?
How could her family be so cruel? They were supposed to love her.
Love is not a given.
I wish she could have had a family that loved her, like mine loved me. There is this deep ache in my chest. How can I feel so sad for someone I have never met?
Maybe it's because you also know sadness and sorrow.
My chest feels cold. I want to cry, but I can't.
Listen, I can tell you a story that will bring tears to your eyes.
Is it a sad story?
Sad is an understatement.
Our mothers told us this story when we were little. It is a tragedy.
The fart. My name is Abu Hassan, and this is my tale. Once I was not this dishevelled shell you see before you now, but the most handsome and wealthy bachelor in all of
Croydon,
Lancing,
Eastbourne, Littlehampton,
Shoreham by Sea.
Oh, Abu Hassan, you must find yourself a wife.
Oh, no. Who could deserve such a wonderful, handsome, magnificent? He recycles his receipts. He takes the bottle caps off the top of milk and recycles them separately. He's quite a good citizen, and he has a positive impact on his community, the people around him, and the world.
Of course, it was a great burden, all the fame and adoration, but I bore it with courage.
Abu Hassan!
I have found the most miraculous woman in the world for you.
I hope it's not you.
You better hurry up and marry her, or you'll lose your chance.
I am the most miraculous woman in all of 5 ways. And you would be a fool not to ask for my miraculous hand in marriage.
Of course, I fell head over heels in love. Prepare the wedding.
Yes! So, a magnificent feast was prepared, when everybody who was anybody was invited.
Goats stuffed with walnuts and almonds and pistachios.
yes.
Every color of rice under the sun.
Compliments to the chef.
A whole roasted camel! A whole roasted camel!
Yes! Thank you! Abu Hassan married at last! I know you thought I'd be single forever, but here we are.
The dance of the 7 dresses.
Thank you all for attending this most wondrous of feasts. I will now depart and join my lady wife. Abu Hassan and Maryland! Thank you.
Now that is how Abu Hassan's wedding day became the worst day of his life. Instead of going to meet his wife in the bedchamber, he mounted his mare and rode off into the night, weeping as he went.
Mount me?
What?
Nay.
What did he say?
Nay, darling, nay.
I travelled all the way to India in search of a new life, where I lived in peace and anonymity for several years. And here we are once again, wrinkled as a prune, ugly, no offence. I decided that enough time had passed to return to my homeland. I disguised myself as a dervish and endured thousands of hardships on the long and arduous journey.
I'm
You have
sorry,
all-
man. Canada is
You have
covered by your insurance.
Why, hello.
Who are you?
I am your
Get out! What's this? Interpretive dance! Get out!
Your lovely beard, sir. Your lovely beard.
Finally, Abu Hassan stood before the hill and valley of the land where he was raised and wept at the sight and sound of his long-lost mother's tongue. حبيبتي وقفي خليني ندير شعرك.
Mama, when was I born?
Oh, my dear, how could you forget? You were born on the day Abu Hassan did a giant fart.
What?
Look, there he is. Needless to say, Abu Hassan was never, ever seen again.
What a silly story. Abu Hassan shouldn't be so embarrassed. There are much worse things than farting.
I can tell you were smiling.
I'm thinking about my family and how they would love to hear that story.
How old are you?
Not saying. What about you?
Ancient.
But you look the same age as me.
I've been passed down from generation to generation, and in that way, I've grown to be really old.
I want to be a child forever. Adults are always stressed.
Time gets faster as you grow older.
Time feels slow now.
Stories put time to sleep. That's why we tell them at night. When the sun is resting, stars are shining, the fire is burning, and the moon watches over us.
My mom used to tell me stories every night before I went to sleep. And when our nights were full of noises and we were too scared to sleep, Dad would come and listen to, and Grandma, and we would all listen to the story after story. And if she ran out of stories, she would sing. I want my mama. Do you think the moon knows where she is?
Maybe if we tell a story to the moon, she will answer us. In Sudan, there's a proverb meaning the dung beetles went to the moon.
The next tale you're about to hear is from a place called Sudan, which is known as the nicest peaceful country in the whole entire world. Only 15% of the population knows about the things that is going on in Sudan right now. So I'm very happy you're all able to hear a tale which shows and signifies the simplicity and peacefulness of the people of Sudan.
A lowly dung beetle looked upon the night sky and fell in love with the glorious moon. One day, he asked the moon for her hand in marriage. Promised to marry him on one condition.
Clean the earth of dirt
Once the earth is pristine, I shall step down from my high night sky and marry you. Ooh, woo! Woo!
So, the dung beetle set off to clean the earth of dirt, working tirelessly hard to fulfill his promise to her, working especially hard on moonlit nights to gently remind the moon of her promise to him.
Some things are impossible, aren't they?
Yes, but dreams are still worth having.
Even if anyone can see, they won't come true.
Sometimes, hope and imagination are all we have.
I wish I had a hard shell like a dung beetle, so I could carry all the weight that is pushing me down. And a big pair of wings, so I could fly.
Then let's fly to Iraq. There's a story there that will give you wings.
It's called The Birds of Baghdad. Long ago in Baghdad, there was a Khalifa, which is basically just a queen, and she seemed to know everything about her citizens.
The Khalifa must have 1,000 eyes.
Look out! I think she has spies.
In reality, the Khalifa and her vizier would sneak out of secret passageways in the castle to roam the bazaars and markets of the city. The Khalifa found a wizened old man selling a snuff box.
What a lovely snuff box. How much will you ask for it?
Only one gold coin. 2. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Khalifa.
Later that day, the Khalifa and her vizier inspected the snuff box by a quiet lake.
A sniff of snuff for wings to soar. Castle of air, the hands once more.
But what does it mean?
I think it means.
And so, the Khalifa and her vizier sniffed the mysterious powder within the box. For a moment, nothing happened. And then, they were transformed into storks, great winged birds, and they flew high above fields and valleys, meadows and orchards. In short, they flew all across Iraq. And I researched and found this story because it is from Iraq, which is where my grandfather was from, which is why it's so special to be sharing it with you here today. And as the birds flew far and wide, the Khalifa made a discovery.
Truly, a stork knows more about my city than I do.
And then, as the sun started to slip out of the sky, they returned to the snuff box to become human once more.
Castle of Air! Castle of Air!
Castle of air.
My lord, it doesn't appear to be working. Castle... Castle... It's no use. I don't suppose any of you fine watchers would happen to remember our magic word.
Any of you?
Come on, surely someone with a keen ear and a working brain. Sophia?
Bottle of beer.
Casserole.
Come on.
Casserole. Really?
This
I'm pretty
is
sure it
dire.
began with a C.
You're leaving us with this lot.
Casablanca.
See,
Oh, come on. Surely you've got better suggestions than that.
genuinely dire.
Cassowary.
Your rear.
talking about my rear now. Come on, please save me, someone. If you're in the front row, you've basically signed up for this. Come on. You're all chuckling, so I know you can hear me.
This audience.
Come on. Yesterday matinee was a lot better than you. You've been Oh, we heard someone. Castle of Air.
Castle of Air. No, it's still not working.
Still got feathers, my dear. But very good effort. I heard another one. Maybe I didn't. I am a little bit deaf.
He is.
Cassadir. Say that again.
Cassadir, I love that.
That's a type of rap, isn't it?
It is, I love them.
Very
You
good
put
effort,
two
though.
in a pad.
You've all been shown up by this lovely girl in the front row here. Come on, one more, and then we'll move on with the show. I heard something. Castle with it. Say it again.
Castle there! No,
Very good.
sorry, it's not working.
Oh, I wish I could fly just like you.
It's not as fun as it looks.
Yes. And no matter how hard they tried, they remained storks. Nothing turned them back to man. So the following morn, they returned to Baghdad. And from atop the spires of the palace, they watched chaos unfold below.
Live there, my Khalifa, a caravan approaches.
That's Omar, my brother! He's useless, he will not listen to the cries of a storm.
And so, they began new lives in the forests, almost forgetting their past, until one day they heard a tapping sound coming from a crying woodpecker.
Good woodpecker, why do you weep?
Why do I weep? Why do I weep? You were born birds and know no other life, but I was born a princess, cursed to become a woodpecker. Only an act of true love will save me. But what man would want to marry a mere bird?
I don't suppose you happen to know where the person who cursed you went.
Oh yeah, there's a clearing in the forest. He goes there with his magicians or something.
Hail Kedua, the greatest of sorcerers!
Stop! I have a meeting. I know.
Vizier, look, that's the man who sold us the snuff box.
Yes, and there's your brother, Omar.
Greetings, sorcerer.
Greetings, my Caleb. How go things in Baghdad?
The people yearn for their old ruler, but have learned to fear me and obey! You never told me. How did you get rid of my sister?
Oh, it was easy, my lord. I disguised myself as a merchant and sold her a box of magic snuff. It turned her and her vizier into storks. I even provided them with the word of disenchantment. Or almost. I swapped two letters. I wrote Castlevere instead of Calasevere.
And so, the Khalifa, the Vizier, and their new friend the Princess used what they had learned to reverse their spells.
Calasevere!
Aren't you forgetting someone?
What? A proposal will break the enchantment.
Oh,
Yes, I will marry you.
And so, borrowing horses from a nearby village, they rode back to Baghdad to confront Omar.
open the gate! Seize my brother! Whoa!
Stop! Don't kill I have had enough of this sort of stories. I'm tired. I am almost too tired to breathe.
The Khalifa was a kind and merciful ruler who deep down in her heart loved her brother. So she banished him, sparing his life. And order was restored in Baghdad. And who knows, from time to time, an extra pair stalks, looking down from the sky. You are quiet.
When will I wake up?
You are already awake.
Then we must all be sharing the same dream.
I promised you we are all awake.
Then I really am here. And this pain is really real.
Can you still hear my voice?
We have one last tale for you. It's called The Frog Princess.
Let me ask you one question. What's the biggest country in Europe? Come on. Sorry? Ukraine! Yeah! Well done. I saw you saw that. Anyways, Ukraine is the biggest country in Europe. And Ukraine is known for having the Black and the Azov Sea in the south, the Carpathian Mountains in the west, and Crimean Mountains in the south. And people speaking different dialects and accents and languages they don't understand. So it's very common that people from the west or the south might find it funny listening to one another. So let me share this story from Ukraine.
Once upon a time, there was a king who had 3 sons. And each day the sons grew taller and stronger and more handsome. Until one day, the king looked at his children and realized,
My sons, my falcons, you have grown into men. Now, it is time that you got married and found yourselves brides. I have had an excellent idea. I shall give you each a golden arrow. Shoot it far and wide. Whoever retrieves it shall be your bride.
terms and conditions apply. You must marry and enter into a lifelong contract with whoever first touches the golden arrow you shoot, whether it's a person, a frog, or a princess. The monarchy is not liable for any damages incurred during the bride selection process.
Sounds reasonable.
And so, the first prince took his arrow, and he shot it high and wide into the sky, and it landed at the feet of a princess who was strolling through the palace gardens.
I shall marry the man who shot this golden arrow. I will be marrying you, baby Chase. Come here!
And so, the second prince took his arrow, and he shot it high and wide into the sky, and it landed at the feet of a wealthy merchant's daughter, who was sitting on the steps to her father's house.
I shall marry the man who shot this golden arrow. I shall marry you.
Come here, my girl!
I never said the princes were nice. And so, the youngest prince, whose name was Vasil, he's important because he gets a name, took his golden arrow and he shot it high and wide into the sky, and it landed, splish, in a dank and dirty swamp where a frog was bathing.
Ribbit, I shall marry a man who shot this golden arrow. I shall marry you.
What? Dad!
I'm sorry, son. I don't make the rules.
It's not fair!
I've had another one of my brilliant ideas. I shall set 3 challenges to find out which of my 3 sons has married best. First, I should like to know which of the wives is the best needlewoman. They will have 1 day and 1 night to embroider me some cloth.
So, The newlyweds all got to work, all except for Vasile, who burst into tears.
Oh! It's so embarrassing! How are you going to use a needle and thread? Look at your webbed feet!
Stop flinching, husband. Go to sleep. All will be well in the morning.
During the night, something very strange happened. The frog stood up, took off its slimy, warty skin, and became the most beautiful woman you've seen in your life. She sewed all through the night, working at the speed of magic. And in the morning, she returned to her frog skin and became a creature once again. Vasile awoke to see the most beautiful piece of embroidery he'd ever seen lying on the bedside table.
How? Ribbit.
The three princesses presented their work to the king.
Very surreal.
Oh.
Vasile, your wife is by far the best needlewoman. Now, I should like to know which of the wives is the best cook.
Oh! It's so awful! How are you going to cook anything? Your hands are horrible and slimy!
Go to sleep, husband. All will be well in the morning.
Again, during the night, the frog princess became a woman. And she baked all through the night, working again at the speed of magic to make the most delicious cake you've ever tasted. What cake did she make?
Come on!
Does anyone else know what cake she made? Chocolate? Oh, there's someone with a hand up. Red velvet cake. I know someone who'll be happy about that. And again, in the morning, she returned to her frog skin and became a creature.
Tonight, there will be a feast at the palace. All the great and good of the land will travel to celebrate the marriage of my three sons. Which brings us to the final contest. I should like to know which of the wives dances with the most grace.
Oh, it's so humiliating! Now all of you will know I am married to a disgusting, ugly frog!
And what's wrong with a frog, huh? A frog who can embroider the most beautiful shirts and bake the most delicious cake. A frog that talks, for that matter. Ribbit. I'll tell you what's unfair. Being married to someone like him who doesn't show an ounce of appreciation for wonderful things he's got. Maybe I'd be better off with someone like him, or anyone at this point. Maybe I'd be better off bathing in a swamp and catching flies. I'm a frog. Anyways, I'm gonna get ready for the feast. Husband, I hope you've taken some time to reflect. I'm ready to have some fun. See you at the feast.
I'll meet you there.
Of course. Once seeing his wife for the first time, Vasile had fallen immediately in love. But instead of joining his wife at the feasting hall, he returned to their bedchamber. He picked up the frog skin lying on the floor. He held it for a moment and cast it into the fire!
I have saved my wife, and she will no longer have to wear this frog skin. She will be beautiful
be saved.
But why would she want to wear the skin of a disgusting, ugly frog?
Well, why did you ask her, you imbecile? Then you know about the curse!
What curse?
The curse placed upon her by her father. She may live in the land of the humans as long as she wears the skin of a frog.
What?
You fool! You could have been happy, but now, on the first thunderstrike of the coming storm, your wife shall turn into a cuckoo and fly away forever.
As the rain poured and the storm approached, the feasting and dancing began in the great hall.
The wife of the eldest prince.
Thank you. The flattery is too much.
7. The wife of the second prince. The wife of the youngest prince.
Come, marry me. I'm strong. Get up. I'm wifeless now.
As the rain poured and the thunder crashed, the frog princess began to dance, lighter and more gracefully than she'd ever danced before, almost as if she knew that these would be her last moments in the human world.
Let me tell you a story. Once, there was a girl who wears a bright red kite who discovered she could fly.
Hello? Hello? Can you still hear me? It's gonna be okay. I promise. There's someone here! We need help now! Just keep listening to my voice, okay? Just keep listening to my voice.
Kamatea Te aroa hine Hoki maira Kamatea Te aroa
If I must die,
You must live.
to tell my story,
To sell my things. To buy a piece of cloth and some strings. So that a child sees the kite, my kite you made.
Flying up above,
and thinks for a moment, an angel is there, bringing back love. And if I must die, let it bring hope. Let it be attained.
Fiti atoko eine Marino anae